So today we're going to be reacting to what's going on with Lil Nas X, right? I've been hearing all over on Twitter, on TikTok. Apparently he was naked, he was high, he overdosed, and then he got arrested, and then he beat up a cop because he was resisting arrest. Like, there's been a lot going on with Lil Nas X within the past, few days. And this video does a very good job at explaining most of what we know right now, right? So we're gonna watch it together. All right, let's get started.
Old Town Road rapper Lil Nas X has been charged with battery on a police officer after he was arrested and hospitalized in Los Angeles.
Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the recent headlines about Lil Nas X. He's been trending for a public situation that happened out in Los Angeles, and it's gotten a lot of people talking. But there's a lot.
And I've heard a lot of people say that this is like a publicity stunt. This is like to promote. Maybe he's coming out with a new song or a new album, and he's doing all of this to promote that shit. And I mean, that's possible, but like, from what I've been seeing, like, this looks like this is dead ass. This is a real thing. He's arrested, like he's in jail right now, right? If he hasn't already paid for bail, because the bail was cheap. The bail was like $75K, and Lil Nas X is a millionaire, so he can afford to pay the bail, right? So he might have already like paid it and is out. As far as I know, he is still in holding or jail right after he got arrested, and he has serious charges. Like, he has assault on an officer, he has indecent exposure, and he has a bunch of other stuff from that one incident, right? So let's just
More to the story than just a viral clip. From health scares to cryptic posts to what he's admitted himself, it paints a much bigger picture about what's really going on with Lil Nas X. Most people know the face, and they definitely know the name. Lil Nas X is a rapper and singer who blew up a few years ago and ended up with one of the biggest songs of this generation. Old Town Road didn't just dominate the charts, it became the best-selling digital single of all time, and it spent a record-breaking 19 weeks at #1 on the
of all time. Damn, I mean, I knew it was popular. Like when I like the song, I still like the song, honestly. I know a lot of people don't like it anymore, right? It's a bit, I still like it. I still rock with it. It's a vibe, right? I mean, it is a bit old. It has that corniness, that cringy factor into it, but I still fuck with it, bro. And apparently it was the best song of all time. Lil Nas X, All Time Road, featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, extended its record domination atop the Billboard Hot 100, topping the chart for 19th week. For 19 weeks that it was on the top 100. That's crazy.
the Billboard.
I didn't know it was
Before the success, he was just a young man from Atlanta experimenting with sounds, blending country and rap in a way nobody had really seen before. And in late 2018, he purchased an instrumental he heard online, made a song over it, released it, and then became a sensation overnight, and the rest is history. However, after the success came the antics, the controversies, and the wild moments that kept him in.
Yeah, he started doing all that weird zesty shit. I knew he was zesty, but I didn't know he was gay, bro. Like, straight up. I know he came out that he was very, very gay, and he started doing some weird, freaky shit with his newer songs and shit. With this whole pregnant thing, how did he even, is that CGI or is it like he's wearing a suit? I don't even know, but it looks so realistic for some reason. But yeah, he started doing some zesty shit after All Time Road.
The spotlight. But over time, things started to slow down, and eventually, it got quiet on his end. These days, Lil Nas X isn't as popular as he used to be, and now with this latest story making headlines, a lot of people are asking the same question: what's really going on with him? So a few days ago, videos started spreading online.
Yeah, people saying that he does drugs, he has mental issues, he has depression and stuff like that. Like, he's dealing with shit, right? But then there's another side of people who think this is all just like a stunt to make people talk about him again, which, I mean, again, it's still possible, but seeing how serious the authorities are taking this, I don't think it's a stunt. I think he's dead ass going through something right now, and we're only now learning about it.
Of Lil Nas X walking down Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles, wearing nothing but his underwear and a pair of cowboy boots. I mean, he kind of looked lost and was even talking incoherently to a driver who was recording him, which, initially I thought that this person was kind of like a part of, a skit or something, but it turns out that.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Like, instantly, bro. Like, that's the first thing. When I saw that video, I was just like, yeah, this is the stunt. Like, he's just doing this for views. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. But now with all this extra information coming out, I don't think this is a stunt. I think he's being for real.
This was like a real situation that happened. It wasn't like staged or anything like that. What happened after this is police were called to the scene just before 6 a.m. that morning, and when officers arrived,
what is he doing? He's like walking naked?
Apparently Lil Nas X charged at them, which led to some type of scuffle, and he got arrested. Before they took him into custody though, they suspected a possible overdose, and that's when he was rushed to the hospital. A few hours later, he got...
So he was walking naked, the police showed up, and then he like charged, like ran at the police, and then they took him down, and then they realized that he was actively overdosing, so they took him to the hospital.
Released from the hospital and was booked into jail on misdemeanor charges, including battery on a police officer. But since then, things have escalated. Lil Nas X is now facing 4 different felony charges, and if he's convicted, he could be looking at up to 5 years in state prison. Nas ended up spending
Damn, bro, those suck, bro. Why does this keep happening though? Like, have you noticed that, like, there'll be an artist who's like a one-hit wonder, and then all of a sudden they're doing some crazy shit, like 10 years later, now they're in prison. Like that Watch Me Nene guy, y'all remember him, right? He was a one-hit wonder. He killed his cousin, now he's in prison for like 30 years. Like, it's like every one-hit wonder rapper or black rapper just ends up in prison. Like, why does that keep happening? I don't know.
A few nights in jail before pleading not guilty in front of a judge. Just the other day, he was released on a $75,000 bond while this case continues to play out. Before this happened, Lil Nas X had already raised...
I doubt he's getting any jail time though, because like these are not, I mean, it's you did get felonies, so like, but I feel like knowing him, he can afford like a really good lawyer. They should like, maybe he'll get like, I don't know, like house arrest, community service. I don't think he's getting any jail time.
Eyebrows online. After being MIA on social media for a while, he suddenly came back posting a flood of random content in abundance on Instagram with some cryptic captions. So a lot of people are wondering, what headspace was he really in? The day of this incident, by the way, surveillance cameras actually caught him at the Shore Stories Hotel in Los Angeles, a place where he wasn't a guest. At around 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, he was seen walking around the courtyard, fully dressed in jeans, boots, a button-up shirt, and a cowboy hat. He wandered aimlessly, grabbed a glass of water from the lobby, and eventually sat on a bench where he removed his shirt. And from there...
Bro, he was tripping balls, bro. Like, what did he smoke? I think he was genuinely like high on something. I don't know, bath salts, mushrooms, weed. No, weed ain't making you act like that. Like, he was on some heavy drugs or something, but like he was tripping. He was... Like, he just went to some random hotel, started walking around, drinking random people's water. Like, what was he doing? Like, what was the point? What was the end goal by doing
Things
this?
eventually escalated to what we just spoke about. This entire moment hit the headlines hard, especially because of how public it was. I mean, when you have a possible overdose tied to your name and you're a Grammy-winning artist, obviously that's going to grab everyone's attention. So a lot of people have been, speculating if he was on drugs, which obviously that's not a path that I want to go down, because at the end of the day, that's not the point of this video. But
it's very much possible. I think he's already in drugs, right? I don't know. You can quote me on that, but it's very possible that he might be tripping balls from some kind of drug. It could be a combination of both. Like, he could be both on drugs and like mentally like dealing with some shit like depression or some psychotic like break. It may be both factors that cause them to like act this crazy, walking up to random hotels, going butt-ass naked, like walking, like attacking police officers and shit, like trying to help him. Like, those two things, both the drugs and the mental, could have both played a factor in him going crazy. I
do want to mention that his lawyer has already pushed back on those claims, insisting that that wasn't the case in this situation. And honestly, that's why I think it's more important to kind of look at the bigger picture, because when you do, you realize that this is not...
But what is she arguing though? What is the lawyer, like, what is the lawyer's explanation for why he acted that way? Because she's saying it's not drugs, she's saying it's not mental. Then what's going on? Like, what is actually happening? Like, that's what I want to know.
First struggle that Nas has been through, and that's kind of been connected to his story. And it's not just him either we're talking about. We're even talking about some stuff in his family background, right, which plays a part in his story. Nas himself has spoken about how his mother has battled addiction her whole life, which is something he addressed after he blew up. After his success, people spotted his mom out on the streets begging for money, and he ended up getting a lot of backlash for it. People question
his mom was begging for money? What? Like, bro, that's the first people I'm helping if I get rich, is my parents, bro. Like, if I get rich, my parents, I'll never let my parents beg for money. Like, what? Lil Nas X has millions from All Time Road alone, not to mention these other, you know, Holiday and all these other Panini, all these other songs that he did that also blew up. Right? He wasn't just, I mean, compared to All Time Road, those songs are nothing, but like, he still has some successful songs outside of All Time Road. Like, he's a millionaire, he's made bank, right? Why are your parents begging for money, bro? What are you doing?
How he could be so successful while his own mother was struggling. But Nas made it clear that he tried to help her, I'm assuming with rehab, but ultimately she couldn't stick with it. In his own words, I never really talk about my mom. She's an addict, so we don't have the closest relationship. And
oh yeah, he's not in contact with his parents. He's not in good terms with them. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not the only struggle he's had to face. Back in April, he posted a video from a hospital bed showing that he had suddenly lost control of the right side of his face. In the clip, he tried to smile but couldn't, saying, "This is me doing a full smile right now, bro. I can't even laugh right now." People immediately...
Did he have a stroke or something? Like, what's going on? Like, does he have a condition? Like a pre-existing condition that's making him, like, have these...
Immediately started worrying about him, but he kept his usual humor about it. He reassured people that he was okay, even joking, saying, "Stop being sad, shake your ass for me instead," which definitely sounds like
what? Shake your ass instead.
Right? Now, doctors never really said what caused it, but a lot of people online thought it might have been Bell's palsy or Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, which both are temporary nerve conditions that can pop up from stress or infections. Justin Bieber actually had the same thing a few years back and even had to cancel shows.
Oh yeah, I remember Justin Bieber when he had that thing with his face not working properly. Yeah, that was crazy. I thought he was gonna get paralyzed or something. That was scary, bro. Cause I love Justin Bieber, bro. Like, I like his older songs. Like, I fuck heavy with Justin Bieber, bro. I love his songs. So that was scary to hear that bro was dealing with so much. Like, all of these artists, bro. Like we watch them, we listen to them, and then some random Tuesday you learn that they be dealing with some heavy stuff. Like, crazy. Like, these are actual people dealing with stuff, right? Just because they make such famous amazing songs doesn't mean they're doing great, like, personally, like, you know what I mean? Like, and stories like this make it that much more clear.
Even while he was recovering, Lil Nas X tried to stay positive, telling people he'd just look funny for a little bit and that he'd be fine. And honestly, I think that's the best attitude to have. You know, they call it the attitude of gratitude. Focus on the things that are actually going well for you and kind of have that optimism in your spirit. Because the truth is, you know, a lot of health issues can actually feel worse depending on how you think about them. Your mindset really does play a big role in your recovery. Ask me how I know. I'm sure most people remember just how popular Lil Nas X was at one point. Old Town Road was literally everywhere. The song gave him one of the strongest introductions to the music industry we've ever seen.
Yo, I remember, bro, Old Town Road, bro. You couldn't escape that shit everywhere you went. I'm on the road, everywhere you went, bro. That song was blowing up. Everybody was bobbing to that shit, bro. That shit was hype. In school, I remember in high school, I think it was it a primary school, they were playing that song. So in my primary school, right, I think it was around grade 6 or 7, we had like an event where you wear like CVs and you go to school, and then they had like this disco area where you just go in and they just be playing music, and they played Old Town Road like 5-6 times just on that day, bro, because it was during that time where Old Town Road was blowing up, right? So everybody was playing that shit.
What really made it stand out was how disruptive it was. I'm sure a lot of people remember this, but Billboard actually removed it from the country charts, saying it didn't qualify as a country. And that sparked a massive conversation about race and genre in music back when he was blowing up. Because, you know, like, why can't this young black man who made a country song and kind of mixed it with rap not be on a country charts? We gotta have that
Does it count as country though? I feel like it's its own category, kinda. Cause it's more like rap mixed with country, with that what's that other artist, I forgot his name, who was also featured. He's like a country like type artist, like he makes country music. So I mean, does it count? I feel like it's its own category though, like country X hip hop, like country and hip hop combined. Like that should be its own separate category, because I doubt that's the only the country song that got mixed with rap and hip hop. So they should just make a separate category, hip hop and country combined, right? And then obviously All Time Road will probably be the highest in that category.
Conversation.
If they don't want to put it in country, because it has country music in it, right? So if you don't want to put it there, then make a separate category for it. Right.
Which, you know, a lot of people were having that conversation back then, including me. And then when Billy Ray Cyrus jumped on a remix, the record became unstoppable. Lil Nas X used that momentum to his advantage by following it up with a few big records and kept on climbing. His Montero Call Me By Your Name video sparked outrage in early 2021.
Yo, that music video, bro, nah. That music video wasn't it. Like, that song would have been way more successful if it wasn't for that music video. But that music video looks so weird. People are calling it demonic and stuff, and like it was just that wasn't it. That was not it. And this was when he started leaning more into his like zesty side and doing all of this like, you know, feminine, gay, you know, stuff. And it was just, people did not like it. People hated that shit, bro. It was crazy. It was so controversial when it came
from
out.
Conservative groups. The same shoes led to a lawsuit by Nike, who was on his back, and the fake pregnancy photos.
The shoes with the blood in it, bro. That was weird. I don't think it was actual blood, bro. I don't think that was actually confirmed. I think he just said that to create hype.
At social media in a frenzy. But throughout all the controversy, he proved that he wasn't just a one-hit wonder, which is a narrative that a lot of people have kind of been, you know, going around saying for a long time. But statistically, Lil Nas X is not a one-hit wonder. Industry Baby with Jack Harlow, which was a huge...
Bro, Industry Baby was hype, bro. I love the song, bro. Fuck the music video, bro. The song alone like was awesome, bro. I remember knowing every lyric to that song, that rap parts. I remember like fucking like learning the actual lyrics for that shit, bro. Like Industry Baby was hype, bro. I don't care what y'all say. That song was fire, bro. Like that song was fire. It still is. Like I still enjoy. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I still enjoy, like, you know, Industry Baby and all the different remixes of Industry Baby with other songs put together, smash ups like that. Like that was fire.
Record hit #1.
That was a great phase. I missed that.
And he showed the world that he could still make another hit and dominate the charts. If there's one thing that always kept him in the spotlight, though, it is his antics. He's always found ways to create a conversation.
Bro, I wonder what was the budget for that music video, bro. Because that music video was cinematic, bro. It had multiple shots, CGI and shit. Like that shit was cinematic. It felt like an actual like movie
on his name. And for better or worse, those moments kept him trending, and that's how he was able to generate attention and buzz around his music. Now, for anyone who hasn't really been following Lil Nas X closely since his blow up and is now just hearing about this story, here's something you might not know. Earlier this year, Lil Nas X actually opened up about how the last few years of his life have been pretty difficult. He admitted that he lost confidence and that he was way too focused on how his music was performing instead of just enjoying the process and creating freely. And I don't know if this was a direct result of him coming up off of all that success he had, but it would definitely make sense. I mean, you know, especially in his situation as someone who generated so many eyeballs and so many streams and so much success and so much money on, right? One thing that happens to a lot of artists is, especially after a massive breakout moment,
there's a lot of pressure on you. You know, you're stressed out. You want your music to perform. Like, there's a point where most people, like, where it gets like you start prioritizing like your image over, like, you know, entertaining people. Like you start like caring a lot about what people think about you, like stuff like that, like how well your songs are doing. Like you start stressing a lot about that. It's no longer about, okay, let me make some music, some great music that I love, that I want y'all to hear and stuff like that. It becomes more about, okay, make the most amount of money as possible, make sure everybody loves me, stay, you know what I mean? Like they start stressing out about being forgotten, about being a what hit wonder. And Lil Nas X, I'm sure those allegations of him being a what hit wonder, you know, it got to his head and he started stressing out about it, which, you know, maybe
that
caused
pressure
this
just
outbreak.
keeps on growing and growing heavier.
Yeah.
The record label is expecting a return on their investment, and suddenly it's not just about making music anymore, it's about making all that money back for them. And so it goes from this thing where you were doing just for
The
fun,
record
and now
label
it's
as
like,
well.
yo, we got to hit these quotas,
Big
man.
pressure.
And I'm sure a lot of people know, but Lil Nas X has always been viewed as a troll, someone who knows how to push buttons and create headlines. And that's one of the biggest reasons why when a story like this comes out, a lot of people don't take it seriously. Instead, you see people online pushing
Yeah,
back.
man, nobody took it seriously, bro. Nobody. For the first like hour or two after that video came out, everybody was like, yeah, he's just making that shit up for his new song or new album that's coming
cracking
out.
jokes, making fun of him, almost brushing it off just like it's another stunt. So the response to the story has been very harsh, unfortunately, and a lot of people thought that this literally was a fake stunt, but it's not. Like, this is real. He's literally in court facing multiple felonies. That's obviously one of the downsides of leaning into antics for so long. When you build a reputation around shock value, it can end up downplaying serious situations that you might go through in life. People simply stop knowing where the line is between performance and reality. I really can't stress this enough, but you never really know what someone is going through behind the scenes. And with Lil Nas X, I get it. I mean, you know, there's been a lot of noise around his name the past few years because of the antics he's leaned into and the headlines he's created. But that doesn't erase the fact that behind all that, he's still a human being dealing with real struggles. I mean, this guy blew up at the age of 19. He's practically spent the majority of his 20s in the spotlight, which he's been under obviously like a huge microscope.
Bro, I would love to be famous at that age, bro. Money, rich, invest. Bro, if I get rich at that age, bro, I am investing everything, bro. Like, I'm buying real estate, I'm buying stocks. Like, I'm making sure that once I fall off, I have a passive income coming in every year, bro.
Entire time he's been trying to figure out who he is. Does the average 20-something-year-old deal with that? Obviously not. Most people in their early 20s can make mistakes, can grow quietly, can mess up, and then can just move on. But when you garner all this attention, you are now under a microscope, and it becomes way harder to just brush things off because the entire world is highlighting your struggles, your pain, and all the things that you're going through. He's also in a lot of ways, like, you know, made himself easy to attack and easy to hate because of the way he's promoted himself, the antics, the trolling, the shock value, which has kept him trending, but it's also put a target on his back, right? And if we put the antics aside for a second, I actually think he's handled himself pretty well considering the circumstances he's been in. Being a young black man in his position who's openly gay, right? That's already alienated him from a big portion of the black community, and that alone puts him in a very unique and very difficult spot because it means that he's had to fight for his place.
Yeah, it took a while for people to come to terms with the fact that he was gay. Like, I know when I heard, I was shocked. I knew he was zesty, but like I didn't know he was like full on
in the culture, you know, while also dealing with constant criticism. And honestly, most people are just not built, like as human beings, we're not built to handle all that validation, all that negativity coming towards us. So the kind of thing we're seeing,
they can't handle the hate. You gotta be able to handle that.
Isn't just a celebrity problem. This is a human problem. Whether it's due to the pressures of fame, anxiety, depression, addiction, those things don't care about how many records you've sold. I mean, take away the fame and Lil Nas X is still just that kid from Atlanta who grew up feeling out of place, feeling bad about who he was because that's what the world around him made him feel. And the reason why I'm leading with so much compassion is because, first of all, like, I've seen the response to this. There's a lot of people who are kind of like going in on him. And also, second, at the end of the day, I'm a motherfucking human being too. I can recognize when someone else is hurting because I know what it looks like. I think what we're seeing is the result of going through real life struggles, but with fame stacked on top of it. And fame doesn't just add pressure, it amplifies everything. The highs feel bigger, but the lows cut way deeper because everything you do is publicized. From one human being to another, I really hope Lil Nas X actually, you know, ends up going through this and hope he gets his...
Yeah, I hope he gets, you know, the support, the help that he needs. I feel like as a fan base, I feel like we should be supporting him, right, instead of hating on him. I know a lot of people are hating on him right now, talking about how he's just making this shit up to get people to listen to his music. But like, he's going through something. Like right now, he's going through shit, and it's up to us to, you know, show him some support, show him some love, right? Tell him that we care, show him that we care as his fan base, right? give him the help that he needs, because he clearly needs help right now. He needs a therapist, he needs family and friends and his supporters to get him through
act
this.
together, whatever he's going through, right? Hopefully this is just a phase and not the start of something that ends up destroying him, or like, God forbid, right, like defining him in the worst way. Because at the end of the
I hope he doesn't get any jail time, because I feel like he wouldn't be able to survive prison, bro. I mean, they wouldn't put him in like a high security prison. They'll put him in like a, you know, low security prison, you know. But I hope he doesn't get any jail time, because that will destroy him, bro. Like, I mean, he probably could make music out of the fact that he went to prison, but I don't think it will be good music, though.
day, behind all the headlines and the antics, this is still a young man trying to figure himself out, man, and figure out his life. And I think he deserves the space and support to do that. Anyway, if you made it this far, drop out a little like on this video. And if you're new here, my name is BlackySpeakz.
Yeah, definitely go show this guy some love. I'll link the original video in the description if you want to go watch the original video. He's a great dude, right? BlackySpeakz, right? Go check him out. He's great. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see how the case goes for Lil Nas X, what his response to all of this would be, because you know he's probably gonna make some huge announcement on his Twitter telling everybody what's going on. Is he okay? Is he good? Is he on drugs? Is he dealing with some mental issues? We don't know yet. I don't know yet, but he's probably gonna make some announcement, right? And if he does, I'll be here. I'll talk about it. And if you wanna get the notification, join the Discord, right? I have an active Discord, right, that I made a long time ago, but I'm only now actually promoting it. So if you wanna be a part of that, be a part of the community, join the Discord. It'll be in the description, right? If you have a video that you want me to react to, right, it can be your own video, it can be somebody else's video, doesn't matter, as long as it's not too edgy, too weird. If it's a normal, funny, whatever video, I will have a channel in the Discord where you can go in there and recommend some videos for me, and I'll definitely react to them, because I'm planning on posting at least 2 videos every day for the next month, right? So stay tuned for that. Hit me with a sub, hit me with a like, comment, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.